Greetings! Mantare79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for Cardfight Vanguard Deer Days! Alrighty, let's get started. Pressing the A button now. Loading game and proceeding. Here we are in the main menu, up to edit deck menu. And now in today's video, the deck profile I'm going to be making one for is a Keter Sanctuaries, Phantom Blaster Dragon, with cards available up until D-BT05. Alrighty, let's get started. Selecting the deck, entering edit deck, and off we go. Here we are in the edit deck menu, and like I just mentioned before, the deck I'm building today's deck profile video is a Keter Sanctuaries, Phantom Blaster Dragon deck, with cards available until D-BT05. And okie dokie, let's begin. Selecting the filter settings and to pack, showing the cards from D-BT1, Genesis of the 5 Greats, D-BT2, Brush of Legends, D-BT3, Advance of Intertwined Stars, D-BT4, Awakening of Chakrabarti, and D-BT5, Shrine for Return of Brave Heroes. Pack selected, filters applied, let's get started. First up, the right deck. And first up, the right deck. For the cards in this right deck we are playing, right deck, Grade 3, Phantom Blaster Dragon. Skills, first skill, auto. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, choose a card Blaster in its card name from Soul and call it to rearguard. Second skill, actions, the Vanguard, once per turn, cost, counter blast 1 and retire 3 rearguards. If the cost and paid, choose up to 2 of your opponent's rearguards, retire them, and this unit gets plus 10,000 power and plus 1 critical until end of turn. Alright, the Grade 3 Phantom Blaster Dragon, we have 1 the right deck. Next up, right deck, Grade 2, Blaster Dark. Skills, first skill, auto. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle or Rearguard Circle, cost, counter blast 1 and retire 1 of your other rearguards. If the cost and paid, choose 1 of your opponent's rearguards, retire it. This unit gets a drive plus 1 till end of turn. Second skill, continuous as a rearguard during your turn. If your rearguard is retired this turn, this unit gets plus 5,000 power. And okay, the Grade 2 Blaster Dark, we have 1 the right deck. Next up, right deck, Grade 1, Blaster Javelin. Skills, first skill, auto. When this unit is rolled upon by Blaster Dark, reveal the top card of deck. Call to rearguard Circle's rest if it is a unit card, discard if it isn't. Second skill, continuous as a rearguard during your turn. If you have a Vanguard Blaster in its card name, this unit gets plus 2,000 power. And affirmative, the Great 1 Blaster Javelin, we have 1 the right deck. And next, right deck, Grade 0, Full Bow, starting unit. Skill, auto. When this unit is rolled upon, if you went second, draw a card. And confirm, the Grade 0 Full Bow, we have 1 the right deck. With that, we've covered the deck's right deck. Next, let's get on to the Grade 3 lineup. And now for the Grade 3 lineup. For the Grade 3s in this deck we are playing, the Grade 3 Phantom Blaster Dragon. Since we already explained this card's skills and effects during the right deck portion of the video, we just skip ahead. For the Grade 3 Phantom Blaster Dragon, we have 3 in the main deck. Next up, the Grade 3 Knight of War Damage Fasado. Skills, first skill, continuous as a rearguard. This unit cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects. Second skill, auto as a rearguard. When this unit attack hits, countercharge 1 or soul charge 1. And already, the Grade 3 Knight of War Damage Fasado, we have 3 in the deck. With that, we've covered the deck's Grade 3 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 2 lineup. And now for the Grade 2 lineup. For the Grade 2s in this deck we are playing, the Grade 2 Blaster Dark. Since we already explained this card's skills and effects during the right deck portion of the video, we just skip ahead. For the Grade 2 Blaster Dark, we have 3 in the main deck. Next up, the Grade 2 Skull Witch Nemen. Skills, first skill, continuous as a rearguard. During your turn, if you have a Vanguard of Blaster's card name, this unit gets plus 5,000 power. Second skill, auto. When this unit is placed on Rearguard Circle, if your Vanguard's clan is only Shadow Paladin, cost, put counter blast 1 and put a card from hand into Soul. If the cost and paid, draw 2 cards. Okie dokie, Grade 2 Skull Witch Nemen, we have 3 in the deck. Next up, the Grade 2 Atrocious Moth Girl Maple. Skills, first skill, auto from the drop. When your Grade 3 or greater Vanguard is placed during the right phase, if you do not have a unit with Maple in its card name, you may call this card to Rearguard Circle. If there are 2 copies of this card in drop, you may only call 1. Second skill, Glitter Thegria. Active if your Vanguard is a Glitter with Thegria in its card name. Auto as a rearguard. At the end of battle, this unit attacked. Cost, Soul Blast 1 or more cards. If the cost and paid, choose a card from your soul of the same grade as the sum of the grades that were soul blasted for this cost and put into hand, and then put this unit into your soul. Affirmative, the grade 2, Atrocious Moth Girl Maple. We have 1 in the deck. And next, the grade 2, Knight of Old Animosity Camlos. Skill, auto as a rear guard. When this unit attacks, if your rear guard is retired by your Vanguard's ability this turn, cost Soul Blast 1. If the cost and paid, this unit gets plus 10,000 power until end of battle. Confirm the grade 2 Knight of Old Animosity Camlos. We have 3 in the deck. With that, we've covered the deck's grade 2 lineup. Next, let's get on to the grade 1 lineup. And now for the grade 1 lineup. For the grade 1s in this deck we are playing, the grade 1 Aegismere Dragon, Sentinel Perfect Guard. Skills, first skill, Continuous Sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards of Continuous Sentinel deck. Second skill, Auto. When this unit is put in Guardian Circle, choose one of your units, and it cannot be hit until end of battle. If your hand has 2 or more cards, choose a card from hand discarded. Alright, the grade 1 Aegismere Dragon, we have 4 in the deck. Next up, the grade 1 Witch of Pandering Bruner. Skill, Continuous as a rear guard. If you have a Vanguard of Blaster's card name, when this unit will be retired by your card's cost, it may be regarded as 2 rear guards. Okie dokie, grade 1 Witch of Pandering Bruner, we have 4 in the deck. Next up, the grade 1 Knight of Desolation Finola. Skill, Continuous as a rear guard. If there are no other units in the same column as this unit gets plus 10,000 power. Includes your opponent's rear guards. Affirmative, the grade 1 Knight of Desolation Finola. We have 3 in the deck. And next, the grade 1 Prohibited Sight Witch Erunmes. Skill, auto as a rear guard. When this unit is retired from rear guard by the ability of your Vanguard of Blaster's card name, during your turn, cost Soul Blast 2. If the cost and paid, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. And okie dokie, grade 1 Prohibited Sight Witch Erunmes. We have 3 in the deck. With that, we've covered the deck's grade 1 lineup. Next, let's get on to the grade 0 lineup. And now for the trigger lineup. For the triggers in this deck we are playing, the grade 0 Light Dragon Deep Honors Amritonia Overtrigger. Skill, trigger, additional effect. Until end of turn, you may also perform drive checks for the battles your rear guards attack. Alright, grade 0 Light Dragon Deep Honors Amritonia Overtrigger, we have 1 in the deck. Next up, the grade 0 Knight of Heavenly Hammer Gurgant Critical Trigger, we have 4 in the deck. Next, the grade 0 Blade Feather Dragon Critical Trigger, Skill, Auto as a rear guard. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted. Cost, put this unit into your soul. If the cost and paid, choose one of your units, and it gets plus 2,000 power until end of turn. Okay, grade 0 Blade Feather Dragon Critical Trigger, we have 4 in the deck. Next, the grade 0 Protection Magic Parabi Draw Trigger, Skill, Continuous as a Guardian. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets plus 5,000 shield. And affirmative, grade 0 Protection Magic Parabi Draw Trigger, we have 3 in the deck. Next, the grade 0 Healer of Heavenly Staff Arceus Heal Trigger, we have 2 in the deck. And finally, the grade 0 Invigorate Sage Heal Trigger, Skill, Auto. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, if your opponent's attacking unit has attacked 2 or more times this turn, this unit gets plus 15,000 shield until end of battle. Active if this battle is a second attack this turn or more. Confirm the grade 0 Invigorate Sage Heal Trigger, we have 2 in the deck. With that, we've covered the deck's trigger lineup. With that deck's been built, card up is explained. For the cards in this deck we are playing, 3, grade 3, Knight of War Damage Fasado. 4, grade 3, Phantom Blaster Dragon. 4, grade 2, Blaster Dark. 3, grade 2, Skull Witch Nevin. 1, grade 2, Atrocious Moth Girl Maple. 3, grade 2, Knight of Old Animosity Camlo. 4, grade 1, Aegismere Dragon. 4, grade 1, Witch of Pandering Bruner. 1, grade 1, Blaster Javelin. 3, grade 1, Knight of Desolation Finola. 3, grade 1, Prohibited Sight Witch Erunmes. And 1, grade 0, Full Bow starting unit. And for the triggers in this deck we are playing, 1, Amritonia Overtrigger. 8, critical triggers. 3 draw triggers. And 4 heal triggers. Okie dokie, deck built, card ups explained. Next, let's get on to testing out the deck. And here we are on the main menu, going to test out the deck, so we choose to go to the fight menu, selecting CPU fight, and selecting the deck I just showcased to you, the Keter Sanctuaries, Phantom Blaster Dragon, D-BT05 deck. It all looks okay from here, so selecting the deck, choosing my opponent. I'm gonna test deck out on Keter Sanctuaries, Aichi Sendo, hard difficulty, and click. The battle begins. Let's get started. And here we are in the fight. Gonna decide who goes first, so rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock to paper, I lose, going second. Drawing our starting hands, I got myself a Finolia, 2 criticals, a Blaster Dark, and a Camlos. Not too shabby, holding on to all normal units, just redrawing triggers, redraw. Critical, and a perfect guard, not a bad draw. My opponent goes first, he rides the Great One. Little Sage Marin. Battle phase, end of phase. My turn. Draw. Ah, come on, are you kidding me? Ah, the over trigger left the deck at the beginning of the game. So unlucky. Alright, let's see what we can do. Next turn, he's guaranteed to ride to Blaster Blade. He'll retire one of my rear guards, so I better not call in the rear guards too soon. I should just ride Blaster Javelin, discard a critical for the cost. Ride Blaster Javelin. Skill of full bow. Draw a card. Come on, anything but a trigger. Yes, a Bruner, I can use it for later. That's it for my main phase, the battle phase. Blaster Javelin, the Vanguard, 8k. He tackles through. Crack check. Maple, not a bad draw. 1 damage. Pierce. Damage check. Yes, heal trigger. He wasted a trigger. Power wasted. Heal not activated. End of my turn. My opponent's turn. Here it comes. He rides the Grade 2. Blaster Blade. Skill of Marin, looking the top cards of his deck for another Blaster Blade. Adding to hand. He calls Blaster Blade and Benavir and K. Uh-oh, that's not good. The first one goes through, let's see. 18k and 23k from these columns, not counting triggers. I'll block the first attack, let the others go through. Guard with Maple, 5k shield, 13k, just enough. And ka-chink, safe. Next, here comes Blaster Blade boosted by Painkiller, 18k. No guard, gonna take it. He drive checks. Ah, draw trigger, come on. Powers up and increasing his hand. 1 damage to me. Here it comes. Ow! Damage check. No trigger. Ah, not Bruner. Skill Painkiller, he draws an extra card. With that, he has 5 cards in hand. One of those cards being a draw trigger. Here comes Bedivere boosted by Kane. Skill of Bedivere and Kane together, 33k in total. No guard, gonna take it. Ow! Damage check. Ah, come on, 2 Bruners out the deck, so unlucky. And my opponent's turn, my turn. Draw. Grade 3, not too shabby. I ride from the right deck, Blaster Dark. Right deck cost, I am discarding. I should call a full hand soon, so I'm gonna discard the Grade 3 Fasado, so to ride, the Grade 2 Blaster Dark, Skill of Javelin, reveal the top card of my deck. It is a Aruimix, Superior Call as Rest. Call. Skill of Blaster Dark, Counter Blast, retiring Aruimix, and retiring one of my opponent's rear guards. I retire Blaster Blade. Then, let's see, and Aruimix's skill when retired by the ability of my opponent's Vanguard with my own blaster ability, I can Soul Blast to retire near the rear guard, so I will do just that. Soul Blasting Javelin and Full Bow. And I retire one of my opponent's rear guards. Let's see, Bedivere or K? Tough choice. There's a chance he might get a trigger, so I should save the front row for a possible attack target. Retiring the back row K. 2 rear guards gone. Twin drive for my Vanguard. Then to the left side, I call Finolia. Call. To the back row, I call Bruner. No, hold on, let me just think this through. Blaster Dark or Camlos. I have no cards left in my soul, so I can't use Camlos' skill, so I'm just gonna call Blaster Dark instead. Calling Blaster Dark. Plus 5,000 power of its skill. Not gonna activate its Counter Blast. I call Bruner to the back row. Call. That ought to do it. To the battle phase. Fenolia to the Vanguard. 18k. Guarding with critical trigger. 25k. The attack is blocked. Blaster Dark to Vanguard. 10k. Twin Drive. The attack goes through. Twin Drive. First check. No trigger. Nemen. Second check. Grade 3. No triggers. 1 damage. Slash. Damage check. Yes. No trigger. Safe. Now boosted by Bruner. Blaster Dart to Vanguard. 25k. I mean just 20k. Sorry about that. The attack goes through. Slash. 1 damage. Damage check. No trigger. Blaster Dart. Safe. End of my turn. My opponent's turn. Here comes his grade 3. Majesty Lord Blaster. If I recall correctly, he has a Blaster Blade in hand. No, a Blaster Dark as well. Uh-oh, that's not good. He retires Bedivere and gets rid of Bruner. Oh no, I gotta use that card. And calling it Painkiller. Blaster Dark to Vanguard. He's guaranteed a critical to his Vanguard, so I should use my Perfect Guard to block the Vanguard. No guard. Out. Damage check. No trigger. Fenolia. Here comes Painkiller skill. He's drawing a card. And now, here comes Majesty Lord Blaster. Majesty Lord skill. Blaster Dark to Soul and powering up, criticaling up. Not a chance. I can't risk a double critical in this stage. Perfect Guard. Perfect Guard cost. I am discarding. Camlos. Discard. Perfect Guard activated. Twin Drive, first check. Yes, critical trigger. I made the right choice. Critical and power wasted. Second check. No trigger. Oh no, Persona Ride. He can do it next turn. Third check. And Blaster Blade. He's got everything he needs. Ka-chink. Next turn's gonna be really rough for me. And my opponent's turn, my turn. Stand and draw. I ride from the right deck, Phantom Blaster Dragon. I discard Knight of War Damage Facade for the cost. Ride, Blast, Phantom Blaster Dragon. Skill of Maple. Superior call from the drop zone. Call. Blaster, Phantom Blaster Dragon skill. Superior call from the soul. Blaster Dark. Call. Not activating the skill. Next, I'm gonna activate Phantom Blaster Dragon skill. Counter Blast 1, retire 3 rear guards. I retire Maple, Blaster Dark, and Blaster Dark. Nothing to retire but adding power and critical to Vanguard. I can't use Nemen's skill to open up cards in hand. I better just save it up for next turn. Going to battle phase. Phantom Blaster to Vanguard, 23k, 2 criticals. He double guards, 35k. 2 to pass, first check. No trigger, Blaster Dark. Second check, come on. Persona Ride. Maybe. The attack fails. Now Fenolia to Vanguard, 18k. He guards with a draw trigger, 25k. Attack blocked. This is getting really rough for me. And at my turn, my opponent's turn. He's Persona Riding. Here it comes. He Persona Rides. Majesty Lord Blaster. Drawing a card. He's calling to the rear guards. Blaster Blade. And Bedivere. I mean Kane, sorry about that. Vanguard to Vanguard. He's guaranteed a critical trigger. He'll retire my rear guard, so I better just let the rear guard go through and use my perfect guard to block the Vanguard. No guard. Ow. Damage check. No trigger. 25k. Skill of his Vanguard. Blaster Blade to Soul. Retiring my rear guard. Not a chance. Perfect guard activate. Perfect guard skill. I can't risk another double critical or an over trigger, so I gotta save the other cards in my hand for my offense, so discarding the over trigger. Perfect guard. First check. Critical trigger, yes! Trigger effect wasted. Second check. Blaster Dark. He can triple drive next turn. Attack fails. Ka-chink. Safe. And my opponent's turn, my turn. Stand and draw. Trigger, come on. Persona riding time. Let's do this. Persona Ride. Phantom Blaster Dragon. Draw card. Power up. Skill of Maple. Superior Call from the drop zone. Call. Skill of Phantom Blaster Dragon. Superior Call another Phantom Blaster from the soul. Call. I call Nemen to rear guard. Call. Nemen's skill. Counterblast 1. Counterblast. I move Nemen into soul. Draw 2 cards. Draw. Then I'm going to call Blade Fetter Dragon to rear guard. Call. Activating Phantom Blaster Dragon skill. Counterblast 1. Retire 3 rear guards. Blade Fetter, Nemen, and Maple. Retiring. Critical and power up. Retiring your rear guard.
Power plus. Critical plus.
Then I'm going to call Phenolia to rear guard. Call. Or Blaster Dark. Tough choice. Should I call Blaster Dark or Phenolia to the front row? Calling Blaster Dark to the front row. Call. There we go. And I call Phenolia to the back row over here. Call. And calling Gurkha to the center. Call. Battle phase. Phantom Blaster on the rear guard attacks the Vanguard. 23k. He guards with critical trigger. The attack fails. Boosted by Gurgant. Phantom Blaster Dragon the Vanguard. 38k. 2 criticals. Perfect guard. He had one. He discards a Blaster Dart for the cost. Twin Drive. First check. Heal trigger. Just what I needed. Power 2. Healing 1. Power 2. Blaster Dark.
Power plus.
And second check. No trigger. Boosted by Phenolia. Blaster Dark to Vanguard. 43k. And Flash. Damn check. Yes, critical. Trigger wasted. And that's the end of my turn. My opponent's turn. This is bad. He's going straight to the battle phase. 15k. Vanguard skill. I can block it, but if he gets a critical, let the attack go through and give myself some counter blasts or block and play it safe. The amount of criticals he has now out of the deck is 1 in damage zone and 1, 2, 3, 4. Total 5 out of potentially 8 criticals out of his deck, so 3 left in deck. Should I just risk it and give myself some counter blasts to work with, or play it safe? Better play it safe. Or should I? Let the attack go through and risk a critical trigger, or block it and not have any counter blasts. I'm gonna play it safe. 2 to pass. Heal trigger. First check. Heal trigger. Come on. Seriously? If he gets 1 more trigger, I'm dead. Come on, no trigger. Yes, no trigger. Safe. Ka-chink. And in my opponent's turn, my turn. Stand and draw. Yes, Persona Riding time. Persona Ride. Let's do this. Persona Ride. Phantom Blaster Dragon. I call Phantom Blaster Dragon. And replacing it with another Phantom Blaster. Blaster up skill plus 5,000 power. Maple skill, superior call.
発動だ
Call.
スペリオルコール
Go into battle phase. Rear guard Phantom Blaster to Vanguard,
バーガードに
23k.
アタックだ
He guards with a heal trigger, 30k. Then boosted by Gurgant, my Phantom Blaster Dragon to Vanguard, 28k. The attack goes through, Twin Drive, first
ドライ
check.
ブトリガー
Heal trigger, just what I needed. Healing 1 point of damage. Healing, power to the rear guard Blaster Dark.
パワープラス
Second check.
ザドライブトリガーゲット
Yes, critical, just what I
トリ
needed.
ガー
Critical to Vanguard. Power to Blaster Dark.
クリティカルプラスパワープラス
And here we go, 2 damage to opponent. And Pierce. Damage check first. No trigger. K, safe. Second check.
ダメージチェック
Ah, heal trigger, got lucky. Healing 1 point of damage. Then boosted by Phenolia, Blaster Dark to Vanguard.
ヴァンガードにアタック
53k.
ノーガ
The
ード
attack goes through. Slash.
ダメージ
check.
チェック
No trigger. Safe. End of my turn. My opponent's turn.
僕のターンドロー
Here goes. He calling Bedivere. Bedivere skill, Superior Calling King. He got 1 king to the back row.
コールだ
Calling to the back row. Mugain skill. Superior call. Perfect guard and Mugain.
ヴァン
Safe.
ガードにアタック
Vanguard to Vanguard. 23k.
イメージは力になる
Skill of Phantom Blaster. Nothing happens. 23k. The only chances you have of finishing me off is getting a double critical, so he has, let's see, how many criticals are out of the deck now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 8 criticals, potentially. 2 criticals left, 12 cards left in deck. I can't risk it. I can't risk getting hit by a double critical, so double guard, 43k. 2 to pass.
ガード
ドライブチェ
First
ッ
check. No trigger, safe. Second check.
クドライブチェック
Yes, safe. The attack is blocked. Ka-chink. Here comes K boosting Bedivere. 23k in total. No guard, gonna take it.
ノーガー
Ow.
ドダメー
Damage
ジ
check. Critical trigger. Ah, wasted. All effects to Vanguard, but nothing
クリ
happens.
ティカルプラスパワープラス
And trigger wasted. End of my turn. My opponent's turn. Here it comes. Stand and draw. Let's go straight to the main phase. Activating Phantom Blaster Dragon skill. Counter Blast 1. Retire 3 rear guards. I'm going to retire. Maple, Blaster Dark, and Gurgant. Retire.
発動だ
And retiring 2 of my opponent's rear guards. Retiring Bedivere and King. Critical and power to
パ
Vanguard.
ワープラス
That ought to do it.
プラス
Next, I call to the back row. And Ruin Main to the rear guard.
コール
And Camlo to the rear guard. Call.
コール
That should do it. To the battle phase. Boosted by Enrume. Vanguard to Vanguard. 31k. Keep perfect guards. Discarding for the perfect guard cost A.
完全
Painkiller.
ガード
Twin Drive. First
ザ
check.
ドライブトリガー
No trigger. Enrume. Second check.
チェックザドライブトリガー
Draw trigger. Just what I needed. I'm going to give all effects to Phantom Blaster
パワ
Dragon.
ープラス
Draw a card. Bruner. I wish I could have drawn this card sooner. Phantom Blaster will be 23k. With Camlos plus his own skill will be 28k. So, first 23k to
ヴァンガード
Vanguard.
にアタックだ
ノーガ
The
ー
attack goes through. Pierce.
ド
Damage check.
チェック
No trigger. 6 damage. I win.
勝負あったよ
That was a pretty good fight. I got to try out the new cards in this deck and make them work out pretty well for me. So I got win, double trigger, attack 50,000 more power, perfect guard, did a persona ride, 10 turns passed, did a superior call, retired 5 opposing units, and drew 3 more times in 1 turn. I got 2400 VP, total 504,000 to 575 VP, pressing A to go next, leaving the fight, returning to the fight menu.
どの
Back to the
ファ
fight
イターに
menu, leaving fight menu, going back to main menu, and on to edit deck menu. With that, the deck's been built, Cardfight explained, and I just finished testing the deck out in front of you. So first I want to say is, thank you to the viewers for watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload in the near future. I'll also be able to show support by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my videos and channel. And with that I say, goodbye, and see you all soon.